Coming up this week on Unpicked.
I feel like since that day, it's been something new. And I am sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
You see this one? It's the trashiest of the trashiest.
You ain't got to tell me. You ain't got to tell me.
Yeah, I feel like in the UK, everyone's tired of podcasters, isn't it? Like, it's like, podcasters. You know what's annoying me, guys? He's spitting, in it. So I have to be quiet and just take it. And it's really pissing me off.
Wagwan peeps, it's Venom, what you saying? Alongside my home slice, Dammy to the Zane. When she and I get together on the poddy, ask anybody, the vibes are insane.
Join our family and feel free to come by. We on Apple Podcast and Spotify.
Yeah.
New drop on the way every Monday at 6.
Tune in and come see what we unpick. What day in your life would you relive again for free?
This is going to sound so like moist.
I mean, it's a moist question. You can't really have a not moist answer for the question.
The day I would relive again for the fun of it is the day that my brother was born.
Oh, sick. The day that your brother was born.
Yeah.
Why is that day so special? Like, what happened on the day as opposed to him being like a little toddler? Do you know what I mean? What's so special about the day?
The day was hectic. So first of all, my grandmother was still alive, and my mum's mum, and I was closest to my mum's mum.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the two grandmas, I was more close to my mum's mum, and every weekend I would stay at her house, and it must have been around half term time because my brother's born end of October time, so it's like And we were there, I was there with my sister, and my mum's younger sister took us out to my other cousin's house.
Mm-hmm.
So, to my other cousin's house. But there was a bit of that was back in the day when children used to take the bus for 40p. Was it 40p?
Yeah.
And adults used to take
70.
the bus for 70p.
Yeah.
And for some reason, my aunt because she was young. Yeah, she's the baby of the house, innit? And she used to take risks, innit? So she had enough money, like change, to take us to my cousin's house, but not enough to bring us back.
Mad.
So we all get on the bus.
Oh, what? Like, you got to pay the conductor?
Yeah, we got on the bus. We paid the conductor, got to my cousin, took the bus ride, got to my cousin's house, and then she was hoping that when we get there and we see his mom, that we could be like, can you drop us back? That was what she was hoping for. But they weren't in.
Damn.
They weren't in. And this was a time when people had mobile phones, but not everyone had mobile phones like that. Do you get what I mean? It wasn't like now. So she started stressing that, crap, who do I call? Right? So she calls my mom's brother now, who's the middle child. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's like, why did you take them all the way there if you know you didn't have the peas? He was like, not having it. Not knowing that at the time when she made that call to him, he's already got the call that my mum's about to have the baby, innit?
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't know that. So he's like, you got to get back now. She's like, come and get us, whatever. He's like, where are you? All this business. So we're like, we're at your place, basically, if that makes sense, because he wasn't at home. So he comes back, picks us up, takes us straight to the house. My dad's sitting there waiting. Dad's like, where were you? You know, you was meant to keep them here just in case anything happens so I can pick them up quickly. So anyway, me and my sister, my dad takes us from my grandma's house and drives us to Homerton Hospital, which isn't far. It's down the road, from my grandma's house at the time. And in the car, my dad turns to me and he goes, your brother's here and he looks like you. This
is your first sibling, yeah?
My second sibling.
Second, okay. So you've got a sister older than your brother?
So it's me, my sister, then my brother.
Oh, okay.
So then he goes, your brother's here and he looks like you. And I'm like, I can't wait to see him. So I remember we get into the hospital and then I go in and I see my brother for the first time. and I fell in love.
Hmm.
And I was just like, oh my God. Now, it might sound strange that I want to relive that day and not the day my sister was born, but I was only 6 when my sister was born.
Mm-hmm.
And I do remember them bringing her home and me thinking, wow, she's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. But by the time my brother was born, I understood
What was going
that
on, the whole
feeling
thing.
more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a better understanding. So when I saw my brother now, I was just like, yeah, I melted. And ever since then, we've been like this. Ever since then. I have a serious soft spot for my brother and my sister. Maybe because I don't have my own children, but growing up, I saw them as mine. So I have a serious soft spot for them.
I've got the same.
Yeah, so I had
same
the
relationship.
love that the way when I saw my brother, as I'm talking about it, I see it again.
Yeah,
I see seeing him for the first time again. That's the day I would go back to. How old was I? Like 10, going on 11.
Oh, so you got a similar age gap. That's the age gap between me and my first brother.
Yeah, it's a big age gap, but we're like besties, man. So, yeah. A little bit of a story time for you.
You get me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that was a nice question. It's funny how I don't want to go back to no adult years, boy. That's the trenches.
I wasn't necessarily expecting that adult year to come up, but I just thought, let me ask to find. You know what I mean? You never know what's going to spring to mind as well. So I didn't know where it was going to go. But
that day, I'll never forget that day.
Could have been a concert, but that was a good.
Nah.
That was a good.
I reckon though, if I had gone to in Paris, Jay-Z and Kanye's ting, that would have been mine.
I didn't go to Paris.
I didn't go to the. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say because I can't say the word in it. I didn't go to in Paris. Yeah, you know what the is, right? I didn't go because I was literally studying for my final exams in uni.
Yeah,
my undergrad. So I didn't go. I didn't buy the tickets. I didn't go. And I think the final show was literally the same day as my final exam. So I didn't go. But the way everyone came back hype.
No, trust me, man. That was a moment in history. That was a moment in history that just cannot be recreated.
When was that? That was 2010?
That was like 20 years ago now.
Yeah, in 2010. It was in 2010.
Was it 2010?
Yeah.
How old? It
was in 2010.
Oh, my bad.
That's the year.
Yeah. No, you're right. I did.
Yeah,
some
because that was the year
that's
the year that I graduated, isn't it? So that's why I remember. Well, first time. That's the year that I graduated. So that's why I remember it. So it's 2010. Yeah, man. I should have gone. But hey, wait, was it? No. It was 2011.
Yeah, it was around that time.
I think I graduated the first degree at 2011. Must have been because I started in 2008. Yeah, 2011. 2011.
That's when that man was watching the throne.
I think that's the same year that that was the same time that Chris Brown brought out the album Fame with, was it Beautiful People that was on the album? Yeah. Is
that the Fame? Yeah. Right. I mean, I know that song is old and I still play it. I still love that tune. Beautiful People is an amazing song.
Let me because I'm sure it was 2011. Fame album release.
So I can't check. I've got a picture of my
2011.
My brother with the tickets.
Because I remember the reason why I remember it. It's a key memory because as soon as I finished my exam, I didn't have a car, but my friend did, and she picked me up and took me for a drive. And we were blasting Beautiful People, tops down. It was summertime. It was hot. The vibes were vibing, and I just felt that song gives you that feel good, free feeling.
Nah, that song's amazing.
And I was like, exams are over. I've bust case from this thing called university. I'm here. Beautiful People. Do you know what I mean? It was really good. So that's why I remember that. Nah, listen. That's what I'm saying. Adulthood was the trenches. But yeah. Speaking of music. Segue, guys. Segue. we have a new, not a segment, release you guys from the shackles of segment, but Venom and I talk about music a lot on this podcast. To be honest, we do, don't we? We find a way to talk about music. Venom's a DJ. I'm a music connoisseur of some sort. I feel like I should be a DJ, to be fair, to be honest, because I know my tunes, yeah. So we've decided to have an Unpicked podcast playlist. So every week we're both going to add a song to the playlist. Now, not the caveat, but what you should expect is it's going to be music that has influenced us or music that we've liked over the years, innit? And the reason why that's important is because we're not young in this game. Like, we are post 30. So the music that we're going to be into might be a little bit of what the youngers are into, but it might also be some 90s in there, some 80s in there, stuff like that. There's already 10 songs on the playlist. I will link it below. But every week we're going to add a song to the playlist. Mm-hmm. So, Venom, what is your song of the week to add?
Given that you gave that wonderful introduction, I'm actually like curveballing immediately because my song is actually brand new. No, the song's brand new, but it's not. It's not new school. It's old school feeling ish.
Okay.
Well, it's the quality of old school anyway. So Puff Daddy released the album recently. Have you heard it? You listened? Mm-hmm. Oh, sick. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. So I was not going to pay this album any mind, innit? Someone actually told me, listen to it. It's sick. And I was like, really? They said, especially this song. I listened to the song. I said, no, you're 100% correct. This whole album is sick and this song as well. So the song that I'm adding to the playlist is Moments with Justin Bieber from the album. Because that's a spicy one. Very chill.
That album is kind of giving me... what's the album he did where he had like Nicole Scherzinger? He had what's this girl's name?
What, the Dirty Money time or
that time? Yeah, that album's giving me.
I never listened to that album. I only listened to Puff Daddy's album Forever, which is like early 2000s. And it's not that good, but I loved it.
Oh, no, what I'm saying, it's giving press play.
Press play. Okay, yeah.
It's giving press play. And it's like, I liked Last Train to Paris as well.
Yeah.
In fact, I played that album in the gym this week. Last Train to Paris. Slaps. But anyway, I'm going for my favourite song of all time this week.
Okay.
Yeah, and it doesn't even make sense why it's my favourite song of all time, but it I don't know why I love the song, but I'm going for Beautiful by Snoop Dogg, Pharrell.
Oh, really? That's your favourite song of all time?
Of all time.
That's a mad one. I love that song. Like, I play it every single time I can when I'm DJing, but
there's something about that song.
Favourite song of all time?
It is. Of all time. Like, I could be upset. You play that song, it makes me happy.
It's vibes.
It just takes. I don't know what it just takes me on a journey. It takes me somewhere, and I like where it takes me to. So it is my favorite song of all time. I know every word, every pause, every ad lib. That is my song. So that's what I'm gonna add to the playlist this week.
I gotta find this version. There's a remix of it that I gotta find.
There's a remix. The Charlie. Is it the one where it goes, "You are so damn beautiful"? Which one?
Nah, this ain't an official thing. This is like a DJ mashup type.
But that's not even an official remix. Oh, okay. And I've been trying to find it and I can't. I've tried to look on Apple Music. It's not there.
No. You won't find it on no thingy like that.
And you know what I clocked? You know what I clocked about this particular remix of that song that I can't find? It's because back in our time, we were using LimeWire and stuff to download music. We had actual MP3. Like, we had the actual MP3 file.
I mean, I still do because I DJ, so it's not.
Yeah,
that's not
I know that I have it on a CD somewhere in my parents' house because I used to make CDs. So I know I've got it somewhere. That was our old school playlist, innit? So I know I've got it somewhere there. Or back when you used to like literally download music from LimeWire and put it straight onto your Apple Music. Back when you didn't have to pay a subscription to use Apple Music, you just
you don't have to pay a subscription to use iTunes. You can just put stuff on there.
But from what I remember, you have to be buying music on iTunes and all that. But I'm
Ah,
talking
you
about the
can
time
put-
when you
you
didn't
can
have
put-
to do
You
that.
can put music from anywhere onto iTunes.
Because I remember back in the day, if I had music on my phone and I tried to play it, like now you can't have music on your iPhone now unless it's on iTunes.
Yeah,
Whereas
but
back in the day, you used to be able to download it onto your phone
no.
and it will go onto do you know what I mean? Like,
No.
I don't like the whole,
You can put music on your phone.
I have to stream it
from
via
iTunes. You can do that same way. Same. It doesn't have to exist. It doesn't have to belong to our artist. You just have to put it on your iTunes on your computer first, and then it will send it to your phone.
We'll talk because I feel like that feature was taken away from me, and that's the reason why I don't use Apple Music.
They didn't take it away.
Like it's too complex, and I ain't got time for that. So I moved on. But anyway, let's introduce ourselves. I'm gonna hand it over to you because I did it
Yes,
last
sir.
week.
Hey, peeps, what's good? It's your boy Venom in the building, alongside my home slice, Dammy to the Zane.
Hey guys.
We are the Unpicked Podcast. Thank you for joining us. We unpick things, we talk, we have a good time, we educate, we learn, we move.
We be moving.
Yeah, that's us. We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify and all the other streaming platforms.
Anywhere
So
you can get anything, we there.
follow us, leave a like, give a review, and also join us on Instagram. Our QR is somewhere on the screen, as Tammy likes to say, pointing in this direction or that direction. So yeah, hit us up. We're there.
There's one thing I've seen,
Mm.
but I don't want us to talk about it
You don't want us to talk about it. Why do you not want us to talk about it?
because it's flipping irritating. That's why. And you know what I'm about to say.
I actually don't, unless it's
'Cause
about the same
all-
people.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because all week,
It's the same thing last time as well, the first time.
listen, but last week it was like fresh news. Literally, we recorded on the day that she started talking.
Yeah. And she ain't
I
stopped.
feel like since that day, it's been something new. And I am sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
I am sick of it. Basically, guys, it's the worst wife of all time.
What a title.
Jada of all time. Jada Pinkett Smith.
Alcina Shakur.
Won't shut her clock. She keeps talking. There's something new. Every freaking 5 minutes, there's something else on this press tour for her book. Yeah. And I've had it up to here off screen with it. To the point where I've had to mute Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith, Jada, Tupac, Pinkett, Smith. I've muted so many
All the words.
related. I don't want to hear again. I have added up to I've had enough. The memes have been funny, but I've had enough.
I was bored of the memes by like Monday.
My favorite meme was the and I am gonna put it on the screen, guys. So if you're not looking at the screen, now is the time. But the meme where it's like Jada Pinkett Smith reveals that she is Tupac.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the best one. That was the best
And then
one.
my second favorite is Jada Pinkett Smith reveals that she and Will Smith have never met. That was my second favorite. But
just
for
chatting,
real though, sis,
chatting.
I've had enough. And she did the Diary of a CEO
Did she?
podcast. Yeah.
What,
I'm telling you,
recently?
she's-
Within this? Oh, annoying.
I think it was released this week. And she was talking about how it got to a point in her marriage where she realized that Will couldn't make her happy.
Mm-hmm.
And she felt like it was unfair to keep expecting him to. And she likes to try and talk profoundly, obviously. I feel like this was the only thing that she's ever said so far that makes sense. But she was basically like, she accepted that it's not his responsibility to make her happy. It's her responsibility to make her happy. And I said, you know what? Let's just leave it there, Jada. Let's just leave it there. But I mean, we could have told you that.
But she said that years ago anyway, and so did Will.
And so did he. So it's not new news. But I've had enough. I mean, I think for me, I'll be honest, the moment that I muted her was the moment when I heard that she had apparently said that she didn't understand why Will referred to her as his wife when he slapped
Chris Rock.
And some other things that made it seem like she wasn't supporting this
Yeah,
man.
like she was disassociating with the thing.
Disassociating herself when he did the whole thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it came across. That's what he said at the time. So I don't even want to waste much time on it unless there's anything you want to say, but I'm telling you, that's all I seen this week.
Yeah, that's literally all I seen as well, and I didn't.
Nah.
But I don't think, you know what, speaking of like maybe things from the past that we had seen, is Top Boy was one of them. We never spoke
I didn't watch
about
it. So
you didn't watch it?
Really say,
nah. Why did you choose not to watch it?
Because I didn't watch the last season either.
Oh, you did not?
No.
Why did you not watch the last season?
I'm not interested in that type of TV show. I think I'm kind of tired of the whole London streets vibe. I want us to have a different vibe when it comes to UK TV, if I'm going to be honest.
Oh, fair enough.
Which brings me to my next have you seen, yeah? So remember your best friend, the woman you like, the one that you said is kind of pretty, you think she's attractive now. Lani Good.
I knew he was going there with this. When you said friend, I said friend. Who you talking about? And then you said attractive. I was like, oh god, there we go.
Yeah. The one you said she's kind of nice. Still cool. Okay,
it's because of the volump. That's all.
Okay, well. She's producing or produced. I don't even know the status at this point. Called UK Badderz. Yeah. When we say trash TV.
Wow.
And you want to come for Kardashians. You want to come for Love Island. You want to come for Towie. You want to come for Only Way is Essex. No, that's the Only Way is Essex. You want to come for the Made in Chelsea. You want to come for all them type of esque shows. Or you want to come for Housewives of Atlanta. You want to come for anything like that. You see this one? It's the trashiest of the trashiest.
You ain't got to tell me. You ain't got to tell me.
For our listeners, Lani Good, we've spoken about her before. She's an influencer based here in the UK. But her demeanor gives American. I'm not going to lie. It does give Miami. It does give Atlanta. It does. It gives...
Yeah, that's what she leans on. Yeah.
That's what she leans on, yeah. And she's got a lot of followers here in the UK and abroad as well because of that, yeah. She's known for story times, specifically with a UK rapper. Not going to bother talking about all of that, but she's just had some controversy around her. People deem her to be a bit cray-cray. That's how I'm going to put it. She basically collected women who are similar ilk to herself, collected them to Croatia, put them in a house. I said, yeah, we're going to do our own reality TV show called UK Badderz. Because these are meant to be baddies, innit? Oh, God. Oh, God. It's not even been released yet. This is still filming stage, yeah? Some clips have been released of these girls throwing chairs at each other, trying to beat each other up, all sorts of madness. What some of us... I don't know if it's new school lingo or new school slang, but my slang would have been a mazzoline, innit? Remember? We used to say mazzoline. It was a mazzoline from what I saw. It was a madness, right? Next thing you know, somehow, another person we've spoken about.
I know.
Mr. Fabulous. Somehow entered the chat. She's always had a bit of passa, a bit of a thing with Lani. But I thought they squashed it. I thought they were fine. I also thought that Miss Fabulous had retired because she said she's living her life out of the UK. She's not trying to be in the light like that. She was doing her thing. She was quiet for a while, innit? But obviously she's back now. I don't even know what started the beef. I'm not going to lie. But basically she found herself in Croatia to come and beef or fight either Lani or one of the other girls that are there. Apparently one of the other girls that was there was carrying a knife or some sort of weapon, so they locked off the whole production by the time Miss Fabulous got there, right? She gets there, production have locked it off. Next thing you know, Miss Fabulous has released a series of videos on social media where she's like, I'm the only one that was getting paid, Lani, you haven't even paid the people that came on your show. You didn't even give them food or water. There was no electricity. Just bad mouthing the whole thing. Now, Miss Fabulous said she's going to start her own UK Badderz. A different name, because she's got the money to pay her people, and her girls are more bad anyway than the ones that Lani had selected. That's the summary of the drama. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I'm here for it.
I'm not here for it at all.
Do you know what I mean? I'm here for it. I'm here for it so I can spectate and laugh. Not because I condone it. Not because I think what they're doing is making sense. But because, like I said, I'm so far removed from that type of life that watching it is like, this has to be a caricature.
It hurts.
Really dealing with it.
It hurts me.
This can't be real. It
hurts me to watch. That's my problem. The problem for me is it hurts me to watch. I look at them and I feel like I'm looking at my sisters, my cousins.
Can never be my sisters and cousins.
Of course not.
But
the problem for me is that people who are not from my community are looking at these people like we're similar. But it's not that. That's my problem.
You know what? I feel like we live in a time now where people need to kind of like use their brain in it, like use some logic. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and assume that every single black man and black woman moves like the people in there.
Yeah, but that's an American
Love
show.
And Hip Hop,
so you
Love and Hip Hop New York.
You might position Americans to be in a similar.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't assume that everyone moves like Cardi B and all the others that have been on the show. Because I understand that we're not monolith. It's actually impossible for everyone to be that way. So that's just looking at things from an intellectual standpoint. The thing for me would be is the younger people that are watching it that might look at it and think that's acceptable behavior, and they might want to
recreate, model,
aspire to be another Lani Good, or aspire to be a Miss Fabulous. No. In terms of just entertainment factor and something to laugh and ridicule, it's funny.
But it's not funny.
Yeah, it's funny, but at the same time,
it's not funny, man. It's so embarrassing. I think it's so embarrassing, and it's so uncouth. And
very
just
uncouth.
Watching people just make a absolute mockery of themselves.
Very uncouth. I'm not gonna lie. I messaged my girl and I was like, I need to understand what's going on. So can you send me links to videos so I can like react myself on the intro? Because I was like, if I'm gonna watch trash TV, let it be real trash TV, and let me just and just see what's going on. And all now, I still don't understand why Miss Fabulous came down. I don't understand. I don't know the details. I just know that this one is shouting, that one is shouting. This one had a weapon. This one locked off production. This one wasn't feeding the people that she called to come and do this. Like, I'm just hearing all sorts. Like, and I feel like you get to a certain point in life as well, when it comes to you get to a certain age, and you're like, oh, this is dumb. So you don't really pay attention. You don't really take it in. So I'm at that stage where I'm like, I'm just hearing noise, but what's really happening here? So I'm trying to understand what's going on, but UK Badderz, innit? I don't know if we're gonna see it on TV. I don't know if it's gonna.
You know what? It's the same reason, right? Why I haven't made it to what's it called? Blue Therapy.
Yeah,
I actually haven't made it to watch it because there was too much. The thing is, when there's too much shouting in the clips, I can't watch it.
I'm the same.
After a certain amount of shouting and like people not understanding one another over basics, I'm just like, I can't take it.
Blue Therapy, the first season was 2 years ago. I actually think that you and I and our podcast has evolved since then anyway.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, when we first started this podcast, Blue Therapy is one of the topics that we were talking about before the podcast even started.
But that was a different Blue Therapy, though. Yeah, that was a different Blue Therapy, man.
Yeah, that was I don't know what this Blue Therapy is saying. I just hear Blue Therapy.
Yeah.
And that's what you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I don't know.
Like the guys of what we were talking about before, it wasn't yet known if Blue Therapy was a mockumentary or if it was meant to be real. And I think the conversations that they were having, like Paul is a very interesting character, both on screen and just in life, because he's, you know what I mean, he still has a similar persona to what his character was on the show. So I think the questions that he brings up, the standpoint that he has, is very much one that you can start to pick apart and start to try and like, well, what do you agree with? Why do people agree with that? Why does he think that? Why is that techie, etc.?
Sorry to cut you off. The reason why I feel like, the reason for me, I can't speak for everyone, but the reason why for me I'm not interested in watching This Blue Therapy is because I think that as a community, the Black voice needs to evolve. The types of topics they were talking about in the original Blue Therapy, from my understanding, it's not really changed.
Yeah, probably
when
not.
when you've listened to UK podcasts, when you've been on Twitter now, X, formerly Twitter, for a long time, and you see the same sort of themes and topics being recycled, after a while, you get to a stage in your life, in your maturity, where you're like, this isn't entertaining for me anymore. And that's why I said that we've evolved, because 2 years ago, we weren't talking about Blue Therapy on our podcast. That Blue Therapy was a topic we spoke about on the lives when we first met in the pandemic. And back then, like, people still had time for these relationship conversations in that way. Whereas it's been 2 years of the same topics. Should your girl cook for you or not? Your man's a PT, is he cheating on you or not? Is it 50-50 or not? You know, them type of conversations. It's not changed. So the conversation hasn't evolved. And therefore, why should I watch it again? Just different characters. Same story, different characters is what we're seeing here. I feel like in the UK, everyone's tired of podcasters, isn't it? Like, it's like, podcasters.
I think the UK's not changing that much, but I think London is definitely. I think the problem with everything in the UK is like you look at it through the London lens, through the city lens, and the city just gets super saturated.
I do that. I do be doing that.
I do be doing.
It's all I know.
I
do be doing that. It's all I know.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's just the way it is. But like, yeah, the city's super saturated. Everyone's creative. Everyone's got access to stuff. So everyone jumps on whatever they think is a trend until it dies or something else comes along. But the listener base isn't decreasing, and also certain businesses are hedging so much money on podcasts being the future that it's way too early even to say that it was dying in that sense as well, because it's like
fair enough,
a big deal for 10 years.
But podcasts might not be dying, but ours needs to grow in it. So, like, real quick, if you're still listening, please follow the thing, subscribe, interact, tell a friend, crop parts of the conversation and drop it in the group chat just to get people, just to get the crowd going. Do you know what I mean? Don't know what he's saying, but it's provocative. My G, Charlie Mace. Listen, this guy is so funny. He's a UK, London-based Nigerian comedian / musician, and he's even done podcasting and everything. Very talented guy. He's hilarious
as well. Absolutely hilarious.
He's so funny, right? And it's do you know what, I'm not even gonna lie, I must come across as a groupie to him. Do you know why I say that? Yeah.
And the mentions,
listen, every video he does, I will comment, and I think I relate to him because we're both Yoruba, innit? And we both got comedic flair. I'm funny, he's funny, and sometimes you see what I did there. Yeah. And sometimes he'll say something in his video, and I'm preempting the joke before the joke drops. So then in my comment, I'll be like, I knew you was gonna say it like that, or something like that, and then we'd have a little like, he'll laugh, be like, oh yeah, and then I'll reply. But it's every video, because every video is on point.
Yeah, no, his videos are hilarious.
So I'm thinking, in his mind, he must think, this girl's on me. She's on me because she's always commenting, innit? Always. And I always happen to see his video on TikTok when it's still low views, low likes. Do you get what I mean? So he must be thinking,
you're the early
This
cycle.
girl is on me. Charlie, I'm not on you, okay? I just want to put that out there. I just really appreciate your content. Like, I really appreciate your content.
She's on you. She's been saying she's looking for a strong, dark-skinned Nigerian brother.
You're very annoying.
Hold down the ting.
You're very annoying because I didn't say that.
Come paint the walls. You get me?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Please don't put me in trouble. Thank you very much. Don't put me in trouble. Relax.
You get me? She said, Charlie Mace, I want to be all over his face.
Okay, anyway, so basically, I sent Venom a video that Charlie did, yeah? And Charlie's been getting onto man. He's been getting onto man. There was one video he did about guys who wank too much. And he was like, listen, you lot are jobless.
Yeah.
Go and get a job. You shouldn't have time during the day to wank. If you've got time to wank during the day, you're jobless. And I was like, tell them again, right? Tell them again. He did another one about about men, something about men spending all this money, and like he talks about he talks about anything really, but the way he talks to the guys, he's telling them the truth, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, he definitely puts it down.
He's telling them the truth, but he's telling the girls the truth as well. So that's why I appreciate it. But there was this one video that I dropped in Venom's DMs, and the reason why I dropped it is because remember I said me and Charlie we're on the same vibe. There's things he said in that video I've been saying, right? So basically, Charlie said that there are no more good guys in the UK. That good guys are out of stock. So if you are a single woman, you have to either wait for these men to be divorced, wait for the divorcees, steal a guy from a woman, or be a passport babe, international, because he's not here in the UK. The guys that are left are either traumatized, so they're not ready to date, or they're just not there financially yet, so they're not ready to date. So they might be ready in like 4 or 5 years' time. But as for right now, they're out of stock. He reckons maybe there's 3 good guys left.
Yeah, 3, 4.
In the whole of the UK. Yeah. And I agree with him. I've said this before in my personal group chats. I've been like, ladies, if you're still single, we have to wait for the divorcees at this point. Because the ones that are left in the market, you will see shaggy. Meaning you'll see, like, they will really show you trouble. You'll sweat. And you'll get nothing in the end for it. Because they'll really put you through it. If you don't want trauma, please just fly international. Or wait for the guys to divorce from their sketchy marriages. Let him heal a little bit, then swoop in. Apparently, men that marry the second time do better in the second marriage anyway. So.
Oh yeah, of course, because you're not gonna make the same mistakes again.
That's what the statistics said, didn't it? The first wife teaches him how to be a good husband. She gets lost. You swoop in, ready-made husband. You don't even need to teach him that you need to pick up his boxes from the floor. He knows. You don't need to teach him to put the seat down. He knows. Do you know what I'm saying? So
who learns that as a husband? Who learns that as a husband?
Some of them do, yeah? So, listen, Charlie, I agree. And I let you know that I agree in the comments and you responded. So it's all good. Obviously. What are you saying?
I'm saying, lol. I watched that video and I was laughing because what he was saying was so convincing because he's hilarious and he's a wordsmith. Like, I do love listening to this guy. But again, it's like that city mentality. This is what I'm saying. We're assuming so much out of so little. There's man out there. There's man out there. There's bear man. I agree with what he's saying though. There is bear shag man as well. Actually, I think I downplayed how many man are shag that are out there.
Oh, did you? Because we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, I said I will admit. I think I downplayed.
I'm glad that you're admitting it now. Because when I was telling you then that there's not that many, you're like, no, girls are too picky. Girls have high expectations.
No, I still believe that too.
And what I like about this video is Charlie set out what the expectation should be. And it's not any different from what I've been hearing girls say. He was like, he needs to be financially stable or at least financially capable to build with you, loyal, kind, responsible. He was listing it all. I was like, exactly. We're not asking for too much. Charlie knows what girls are asking for. It doesn't sound like it's too crazy. But the one thing he said that I thought Venom might capitalize on this, so I'm going to say it first, is he said, guys are sport for choice, yeah, compared to the girls. Guys are sport for choice. His theory is that it's because girls are happy to settle for less. That's why guys are sport for choice. He goes, but he commends the women who have accepted that what is left is trash, and they're happy to just be like, you know what, I'm not going to put being a wife and a mother on my head top. I'm going to live my life. If it happens, it happens. That's where I'm at in life, innit? That's where I'm at in life. And I'm like, thank you, Charlie. Again, another accolade. Thank you for acknowledging that there are women who are out there that I'm not saying they're going to be single forever, but they've accepted that if they're single, fair enough. Because I'm not going to reduce my standards and settle for something that's going to cause... That's
what he said.
And what did he say? He said, because you're going to settle and you're going to create more trash.
And recreate the problem. Or something to that effect.
I might even just link the TikTok video for you people to see, so you can learn.
Yeah, it was a good video. It's a good video.
It's a very good video, a very good message. So yeah, I do agree with that bit. Like, I do agree that girls technically do accept less than what they deserve. Some of them, they get so spun by the bare minimum. And that's why guys are running around thinking, it's all right, I've got plenty to pick from, because someone's going to accept my rubbish.
Yeah, but the way that women compete is very different to how men compete as well. Like, I think women, the way that they'll undercut each other is different, isn't it? Like, certain man will be decent, let's say, and these are the selection of women that are after him. But everyone won't be after him in the same way. Some women will be like, all right, cool. I'm going to show him, like, you know, I'm this kind of woman and I can do this and that, etc. in a respectable manner. Maybe there's 3 women like that. But then one woman might be like, no, I'm just going to go straight for the goods. I'm going to show him the box. I'm going to show him the breastises.
So I actually think that men and women fundamentally don't act the same, but there's a lot of similarities. So one similarity is that both genders categorize partners. So both of them will meet someone and very quickly identify within themselves where they're going to put this person. Am I going to take this person seriously? Like, can I see myself building with them? Or are they just going to be a plaything? Or women have the other category, friend zone. And I think that both genders do that. But the way in which we select and decide who goes in what category is different. That's the difference. That's what I think is the biggest difference. So in terms of the selecting side, not how you present yourself to be selected, but how you're selecting actively, the verb, I feel like there's the whole... I feel like depending on where you are in your maturity for both genders will determine what you're looking for and how you're looking for it and what you're placing value on. I feel like some women get to a certain stage in life and they're like, you know what, yeah, this guy that I friend zone because he's boring and he's safe actually probably is going to be the better partner for me than the guy that stresses me out all the time. Don't know whether he's coming or going, or he brings me his confusion and maybe good D, but it gives me confusion. And I think the same thing might go for men. I feel like men, they get to a certain stage in life and they're like, you know what, the girl with the biggest tits and the biggest ass, the one that is paying, that all the man them want, might not be my wife. Because she comes with a certain level of stress that I don't want. Doesn't mean the wife he chooses isn't attractive to him, because I don't think men date people they don't find attractive. But there's categories in it. Like there's the one that looks like a Instagram baddie or like whatever, and then there's the wholesome. And I don't like playing into the narrative, but that's what it is, to be honest. Like, he'll find both of them attractive, but the way in which he finds them attractive and how he'll categorize them is different. It is what it is. And the same thing with women when it comes to Is he toxic or not? You know?
You think that's
Does he
the
have money
character
or
now?
not?
The character, the
Yeah.
classification.
The classifications will be different. So I think both genders do that. In terms of being chosen now, yeah, girls compete different to how men compete.
They're way more competitive in a
I think
relative
yeah,
way.
I've said this before, and when I've said this in the past, women have come at me for it. They don't want to accept the truth. I think that women are competitive in all parts of our life, and I think we're more competitive than men.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I think women play dirty as well.
Oh yeah, we play dirty. Yeah. You'll have a friendship group. In that friendship group, the girls are competing on who's the prettiest, who gets more man when they go out, who gets more money spent on them. And then as you get older, it changes to different things like who's married first, who's a wife now, who's not.
Whose ring cost the most? Whose wedding cost the most?
Whose ring
house,
cost the most? Yeah.
Whose child got the drip?
Who's got a child who hasn't? Let's start there. Whose husband is paying for everything? Whose one is expecting the wife to go to work?
And 50-50
like,
and... No, that's
so,
the one thing.
It's so peak amongst women. Like, women compete. And then because of that competition, there's jealousy.
Yeah.
And fake friendship. Because it's, I'm your friend because we've been friends, but I ain't gonna lie. I thought that I deserve this thing that she's got now. And then it goes the other way around because I've got it. I think I'm better than you. Women move this way. They don't want to admit it, but it's I think the root cause.
I think men would move that way, but
who is the head girl in the eyes of in the and I've said this in previous videos. It's male gaze. According to male gaze, who do we think would be the woman that the men would choose?
Yeah.
That's what women compete on. From how they dress, how they present, how they talk to each other, everything is male gaze. Root cause, male gaze. If you look, it's every girl's a pick-Misha. Whether she wants to accept or not, she's a pick-Misha somehow. Because that's what it comes down to. It's a wild statement to make. But I reckon I can prove it.
I don't doubt you. I don't doubt it because I know that.
I reckon I could prove
but that
it.
jealousy thing, like I was saying, I think that men would operate in a similar way to women because people are competitive anyway. Not that we value the same things, but I honestly think that through socialization, like how we're raised, is where the difference comes. Because when, at least for me, when we were doing sports and stuff in school, the amount of emphasis that was put on being a good sportsman, whether or not you're good at the game, blah, blah, blah. It was stifling because I was good at the game. But it was stifling how much emphasis was put. And at that time as well, sports was very male oriented. It wasn't really, girls just played if they could be bothered. But everything was like, right, man, them. And you've got to do this. You've got to look out for your team, blah. And that being a sportsman, kind of, it's a life skill, and essentially it's just like, just play above board, bruv. Like everyone's in it to win, yes, but play above board. Like don't cut corners, don't do man dirty. Play above board. That's the ultimate thing. I don't feel like, maybe now it might be different because there's a lot more representation of women in sports and there's a lot more opportunity for women in sports. But time will tell, innit? But I don't, because that socialization wasn't there for girls who are my age. That's why I'm seeing the jealousy and the way that people compete, and I'm like, man, they wouldn't do it like that. That is,
I think that men move from a different type of ego to women. So fundamentally, you lot are competing against each other. But you're also fundamentally just competing against yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I think for women, we're just competing against each other. Who is the head girl? Obviously, I'm making a generalization. Not every woman fits into this. But listen, when you go on Twitter and you look at a lot of the discourse, I can tell you now the categories of arguments you're going to get from the women. A man will say something wild, You're going to get the category of women that are going to try and act aloof. They're too cool to be fussed about what men say. The reason why they're like that is because there's a perception that women that act like they don't care about men tend to fluctuate towards them more. That's why you got them ones there like that. Then you got the bone face pick Misha. She want to be picked, so she's gonna agree with anything a man say because she want to be picked by him. You got that one. Then you've got the ones that are gonna bone face, not agree with the guy, right? This was a bit harder to argue. But you see those ones, yeah? They're trying to act like they're outside of the box. Nah, you lot ain't gonna catch, I'm not like that. Because again, they want to appear superior to the other women in the way that they think and the way that they present. But that climbing to be superior to each other is which girl is gonna be the one that the guys are more likely to pick. That's what it boils down to. Or that's how I see it anyway. Like, I don't see it as like, I genuinely don't, like, especially the girls that say they don't care. If you didn't care so much, I don't think you'd go so hard trying to argue that you don't care.
Yeah, arguing your point.
Care. Yeah, you just wouldn't care. You'd be like, I don't care. Like, I don't like men. Like, in fact, if you didn't like men, you wouldn't even be attracted to them because you don't like them. So why are you trying to fight with them and trying to get them to see your point and trying to get them to change? And like, you just wouldn't do that. So I feel like just going by how women talk about men online and the different narratives you get and the different angles that you get, yeah, I see it as all of you are trying to compete amongst each other on who is the better woman for these men. And that's literally how my face would be. Like, is it these people? It's these ones that you're fighting each other, and women will I'll use Georgia Smith as an example, yeah? Georgia Smith gained weight recently. It's not old news. We all know about it, right? There were some women pioneering the body positivity argument, but there was also women that were like, yeah, she's gained too much weight. Man don't like that. Da, 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 da. That's an example of women not like supporting each other because they want to agree with what the man them are saying, or they want to sound like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you don't really find guys doing that. When I look at guys online, they come with solidarity. Even if the one guy's tweeted something trash, the majority of the guys under the comments are going to be like, yeah. Or they won't say anything at all. It's the girls that are fighting each other. For what? Because they want to look good in front of these guys. Really? Like,
but then they're also in front of each other as well.
Pattern up. Yeah, but the reason why they want to do that is because they want to appear the superior type of woman. That's the issue. You've got the girls that are doing up, I'm innocent, purity, I dress modest because I think I'm better than the ones that don't. And then you've got the ones that don't, that are like, you're dressing modest, but sis, you're still single at 35. Then you've got the older women doing up, I'm more mature than you lot. Then the younger ones, I know more than you. Then you got the younger ones going, but sis, you're old. Like, if you get pregnant now, you're geriatric. So everyone's trying to like prove that they're more superior than
I think social hierarchy, social hierarchy.
But I don't see guys doing it.
Because
I don't see guys doing that.
Men don't flex their social hierarchy because men don't care. Like a guy with a Ferrari enter the chat right now. I'll be like, all right, cool. Do you know what I mean?
But that's why I mean by guys do compete against each other, or you use each other as motivation more time rather than as a competition. But you compete against yourself. So you might be like, okay, a guy with Ferraris enter the chat, but because you're so secure in what you've done for yourself, you don't even see him as a threat like that. You're like, yeah,
because it's not. It's just a material thing, or whatever.
But I've done mine. I feel like, especially when I'm talking to like my male friends and stuff, or even when I look at past relationships, yeah, the guys were always like, they knew a guy that was doing better than them, but it wasn't like, I'm gonna hate on him or I'm gonna try and like cut his legs or anything like that. Nothing funny like that. It's just like, you know what, I just need to go harder for myself, because if a man can do it, he ain't got two heads in it, so I need to go harder for me. Girls don't do that. Girls will be like, I'm gonna hate on her, now I'm gonna look for things that's wrong with her, or I'm gonna
block her, I'm gonna cut her thing up.
Oh Lord, girls are just, it's just, girls are just catty, you know? They're just catty.
Can be.
And they can be. And I feel like I feel like once you found your group of friends as a woman, where all of you genuinely don't care where each other are at, all you care about is, I just genuinely love this person and I just want to see them do well and they want to see me do well, then you can foster real friendships. But this competition thing is the reason why loads of friendships die. This is the reason why a lot of girls don't keep the same friendship group from way back, because there's like ulterior motives almost, like inside you're doing fake but inside there's some sort of hatred, like whenever we go out, like it could be the littlest thing, like every time we go out she gets complimented, I don't. So because she gets complimented all the time now, in my eyes she thinks she's better than me. Now I hate her.
No, but to be fair, another thing about that is, or another reason why that's not what happens often with guys, is because it stands out as well. Like, now that you're saying it, I'm thinking about my whole past, and I can think of 2 brothers that moved mad like that. But they weren't friends, but even they don't have to be friends to move in that way, to move in that energy. And this guy stands out like a sore thumb in my memory, because I don't know why he positioned me in that way, where he was envious of me. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't like making money, or I wasn't doing anything. There was just a girl that liked me, that he liked, that I kind of liked.
I was. Do you know what? I was waiting for you to say it's a girl, because normally when guys move, like it's gonna be about a girl.
And I just
particular, and normally it's a particular girl, but with women, I don't think it's not necessarily about a particular guy.
No,
it's general.
Not. Yeah,
I've been in friendship groups where people had perceptions about me that I didn't have. She thinks she's nice. She thinks she's better than everyone. She's attention seeking. No, I'm upfront. I'm loud. Yeah. So people pay attention to me. Like I'm not the kind of person that walks into a room and people don't notice that I've walked in, because I talk to everybody. I'm not timid. I'm not shy. Yeah. People tell me that they think I look nice when I'm outside as well. So I get attention. It is what it is. That doesn't mean that I think I'm better than you. But because you don't feel secure in yourself, you've projected that onto me, and now you got an issue with me. That's not my problem. That's a you problem.
I might have a big issue, you know?
And I remember I remember falling out with this particular like set of girls. And I remember at the time I didn't understand why, because I was thinking, no one's perfect, but I actually haven't done anything to you lot. I could have, but I haven't. I've been a good friend, innit? But you lot want to hate on me. As I got older, and I think back to little comments that were made here, or like, you know, when you start remembering things, I'm like, I remember one time, like, for example, I went to dinner with one of these girls, and there was a couple sitting next to us, and the couple turned around and went, "Oh my God, to me, you're so pretty." And the girl was like, "Oh, she gets this all the time," and rolled her eyes. At the time, I didn't think nothing of the comment, innit? But now I'm looking back, I'm like,
you're like, a hater, man. What are you doing?
You was a hater. Like, just because someone's complimented me doesn't mean that you're any less. Do you know what I'm saying? But if you feel that way about yourself, go on with your bad self, innit? Like, that's not my problem. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like sometimes with girls, that's the kind of situation. That's kind of what you get. It's like secret competition.
But this one wasn't even secret. Imagine like someone not even like your friend like that, and you know that they date you. Just because.
Imagine your friend. No, but imagine your friend hates you.
No,
your
but
friend.
I could never. Yeah, but I could never. Man, them don't move like that. If someone's hating you, you just be like, no, come out here with that.
But I didn't know. I wasn't the wiser till shit hit the fan. Then it was like, oh, you lot really don't like me. I didn't know that, you know.
Yeah, I thought we were friends.
Cool. You lot hate me. Wow. Okay. Well, if that's the case, blocker. Like, I don't have time. Because with me, and this could be something else that might intimidate people, but what you see is what you get. If I don't like you, you will know about it. I get that from my mum. There's no way I can't be fake with you. You will know. If I don't want to talk to you, I won't talk to you. Period. So the moment I start clocking, I'm like, yeah, this is not for me. Like, blocker. I ain't got time. That's why bridges get burnt. Because I just can't trust you now. How are you going to have inside feelings that you can't even be free. You can't be yourself, and you want to be upset with me because I'm myself. Nah, miss me with that. But yeah, girls have some girls. I don't want to be too general, but some women, that competition thing is techie. It's techie, especially when it comes to relationships, them, how you look, how you present, how guys find you versus them, who gets boyfriend first. Because funnily enough, this is the same friend that when I got into a relationship, she didn't like my man because she felt that he was taking me away from her. That was her reason. Nothing to do with him as a person. Just, she used to have time for me. Now she don't got time for me. And she got into a relationship before me. That was her problem. Which she said, which I'm not speculating. She told me after the fact. So it's like, this whole time you was hating on the relationship because I had a man.
Just simply.
How crazy is that? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So girls can be very sketchy and scary because of that competition thing. But back to the matter at hand with Charlie, yeah, and his claims that there are no more good men. As a person that was dating, I can hand on heart say that I agree. Yeah, these streets, it's not safe. It's not safe. Especially if you're genuine, like if you're as a woman, if you're genuinely trying to date, there's a lot of sheep. There's a lot of wolves dressed in sheep's clothing. Yeah. So there's a lot of like demons appearing like they're angels when they're not. No cap. If you're using dating sites, just forget about it. Especially if that Hinge and they're telling you, yeah, I'm looking for they're not looking for a relationship. They want to bang. In real life as well, you meet these guys, you're hearing, let's go with the flow. Let's see how things go. I'm not ready. He's not ready. Just exit. Don't wait for him. Just exit. Like, there's so many things. It's crazy out there, man. Everyone has to be safe. Like, be guided, be safe, because it's not easy out there. It's not easy out there. And as a woman, you have to be strong. Don't let loneliness now come and force you to go and accept anything because you're lonely and your same friends that are making you feel some type of way because they're a wife. Every opportunity they get, they're reminding you that they're a wife and you're single. Don't let that force you to go somewhere that you're not supposed to go. Because you'll cry. You'll cry. The trauma is real, you know. Trauma is real. And then if you're traumatized, these same guys will be telling you they don't want to date women that are older women because they're more traumatized, they're more cold-hearted, you know, they're tainted now because you chose the wrong ones before. Be guided. It's not easy, these streets.
It's be guided. Listen.
Nah. When I think about it, it's actually peak. When I think about it, it's actually peak.
Do you know what the joke is?
It's actually peak.
I can't show people the way. But I feel like it's so simple. Like the people that I see, I'm constantly thinking, how is this girl single? How has she not met someone? Why doesn't no one find my man attractive? Etc. etc. That's all I'm ever thinking. I'm looking at the people.
Yeah,
I
know you thought about that. I know you thought about that with me. I know that. I get that all the time.
Yeah,
you laugh. You have to admit, it's like I know this person. They're cool. Like why? But do you know what? And this is where my faith comes in. I do think that sometimes you're hidden for a reason. If it's not your time, it's not your time. That's where me and my faith comes in. I feel like you can be 50, in a place where you're trying to put yourself out there, but if it's whether it's God or the universe, whatever you believe, if that power is saying it's not for you right now, it's just not going to be for you right now.
Yeah, but I don't think people put themselves out like 100% anymore. Like in a way.
Oh no.
Yeah, but I think to me that's part of the problem. The way that the whole game has changed is a big part of the problem also, because back in the day, people used to really be outside and they used to tell you, and like I'll have like a friend or a relative say, oh, like, are you single right now? Because one of my friends is like looking for someone, like, if you want a blind date or
Searching.
hook you up with their number, etc. Like, people used to
Yeah,
legit
yeah,
just be
yeah.
outside, like, this is what I'm looking for, like,
I
give
think-
my
I think
details to
that-
someone that you know that's nice.
I think that there's so many like factors as to why people are not outside like that. We've got people haven't really deeped the effects that COVID had on people, and being in a pandemic and being isolated and all of that. It's changed how some people socialize. It has for me. Like, I didn't know that I had a social battery pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, I'd be outside. I was outside. There was no, I need a weekend to myself. I was just outside. Do you get it? Whereas now, I'll be like, okay, I've had enough. Next weekend, I don't want to. Social batteries it's in the red. It's on the floor. Battery dead. I need to charge up. Like, people are more. They isolate themselves more now because of COVID, for example. That's one factor. We got cost of living.
Yeah, but ain't no man trying to
hear me out.
Cost
of living. Cost of living is flipping, like, going out now.
Arm and a leg.
Flipping expensive. Flipping. 2 people going to Nando's, cheeky Nando's before. Maybe you'll spend £40. That's a full meal, combos, drink, everything. Now, it's like maybe 60, 70 for Nando's for 2 people.
I would not know.
But what I'm stretching it, but Nando's isn't the price it used to be. By the time you buy the meal, that you get I know they do the combo and you get the sides, then you buy the drink, then you buy all the extras, Perinay sauce, this, that. Your bill is not £40 no more for 2 people. Yeah? That's just cheeky Nando's. Not to speak of some of the other places people might want to go to. Not to speak of the travel to get to the location or whatever that you're going to meet up at. Not to speak of, as a girl, you want to get your hair done now? In this 2023?
This is what I always say, boy.
Even your natural hair venom, it costs you so much. It costs a lot of money. Even to just do your own natural hair. You want to go... You
got to be resourceful.
You want to go salon to get your own hair washed,
you need to be going to see your auntie or your cousin to give you them cane
because
rolls.
because auntie will tell you that her braids are starting from £100.
No, I mean your actual auntie. not auntie. I mean your
own auntie wants someone that she's gonna charge. Because time is money, okay? Like, everybody's feeling the crunch when it comes to this thing. You feel someone that, do you know what I mean? Like, or you wanna buy a nice new outfit so you look cute for your new potential bae. The outfit is gonna cost you. Like, everything's money now. I'm hearing trims are costing. My brother was moaning £20 a trim.
Mad.
Now. So he wants to go for a date and he wants to get a nice little lineup and a ting. He's spending £20 just like that. Boom.
Mad thing.
And I was like, bro, just £20. Do you know what I've got to spend to get a touch up of my relaxer? Do you know how much?
That £20 is wild. £20 is wild.
But,
man,
cool,
then please
whatever.
confirm this, because £20 is wild.
No, 15, 20. I'm hearing 25. I'm
not doubting you. I just need the update, because man don't have to do them things, and I haven't had to do that for a very long time.
Boy. So that's what I'm saying. So everything's expensive now. So we've already put social battery runs out quickly. Now we've got cost of living, which means that people want to reduce how often they're going out or find inventive ways to do stuff. But now social media enters the chat. And social media has caused a lot of people to have crazy high expectations for what dating should be. I want to go Hakkasan. If he ain't taking me, if not flying me out, I don't want to go. If he's not, this is what I'm saying. So even if you're trying to do cost effective, chill, now Netflix, before, I'm not condoning Netflix and chill as a date. Maybe after you've got to know each other, you've made it official.
100% it's a date, man.
Bae might come round. You might cook him a little something.
Come round is an early thing. You need to be
early.
This is
there's a meal ready, homemade, or even if you want to order it, cool.
Yeah.
Like, hear me. You watch the movie, you chill on the sofa. Do you know what I mean? Like, mood lighting. After a while, you might play cards, little blackjack, with some drinks, music playing in the background. Even if, do you know what I mean? Like, That's a date. Now you can't do that. All that's not a date. It's not a date anymore. That's cheap.
Yeah, no, and that's the problem.
When you start adding all these things together, would you want to date in 2023 knowing that these are all the things that you're combating? Absolutely not.
No, 100%. If I'm talking to a girl like, yeah, boom, you look nice, and we're talking. Because my knowing of how it goes back in the day is you find somebody you find somebody you like, you get on the blower, you be texting them or calling them, whatever, you just be getting to know them. Then you invite them round. And you just have a chill. Like me, my first day, I used to be cooking dinner. I'll cook someone dinner. I'll be like, yeah, boom, let's have some wine, chat. Yeah, and then take them home.
But now we're aware that there's predators. Do you really want a girl to know where you live on the first date? You said those words. Do you really want a guy to know where you live on the first date?
I hear that. But that's why I always say come round to mine. That's why I always invite people to come round after they know me.
Yeah, so you think you know someone because you've been texting? Are you forgetting what you said that time?
No, of course.
Maybe we have to meet outside before you can come to my house. You know.
Yeah.
And for me personally, if a guy invites me to his house on a first date, we're never seeing each other. We're never seeing each other because why are you so comfortable for a stranger to come to your house? One. And two, more time, if a man in this 2023 invites you to his house on a first date, he wants to smash. He doesn't want to date you.
A guy always wants to smash, yeah, but it doesn't mean that a first date at the yard is not a genuine first date. A guy just wants to smash because he wants to smash. That's just a given, but it doesn't mean he's trying to smash.
I hear you. But in this 2023, because you're talking back in the day.
Yeah, I'm talking back in the day.
Yeah, this 2023 guys, they want to smash. Okay, Netflix and chill is Netflix for 5 minutes, boom, boom, boom for the rest of the night. Okay, that's what they want to do. You're lucky if they even order a takeaway. You're lucky if you get to eat.
No, I'm not ordering takeaway. I'm cooking a thing.
You're lucky if they're cooking. You'll be hearing, I hear you cook. What can you cook? What can you bring? I'm telling you, it's a different time that we're in.
Yeah, but even that's a nice thing. Like, oh yeah, let's do a little food sharing. Like, you bring a little something.
I feel like you're quite
or come around and we'll cook together. I've done that.
Nah, I'm not gonna. Venom, you're very naive in this because you're thinking of back in the day.
I'm definitely thinking back in the day, but we need to bring it back because it ain't gonna get any better.
Talk to your man them. I can talk to the girls, but you talk to the man them, innit? Car. That's not what we have right now. Okay. That is not what we have right now. That is not what we have.
Damn, boy.
It's not. Personally, on a first date, if a guy asks me to come to his house, I'm not going straight away. I'm not taking him seriously because there's been enough guys, or I've heard enough stories for me to know what that means. I'm not about that life. I'm also not inviting you to my house. I'm also not cooking for you until you're my man. Because how many first dates am I cooking for? Really? That's a waste of energy. When you're my man, I'll spoil you. But until then, minimal effort. And that's what everyone's doing. And this is the problem. That's what everyone's doing.
Minimal effort.
No one wants to be used. So they're trying to do damage control. Especially in London, everyone's trying to do damage control. So they're giving a little.
Yeah, I think that they're playing themselves though. I think they're playing themselves in that because the reality is, so there's, I might have even used this guy before, but
I hear it, but Venom, I don't want to be burned.
Used. Yeah, but you can't be used. Like you can't be used. You can only be utilized. You can't be used. Nah.
I don't want to be utilized.
Someone comes into your
utilized by the right guy.
Someone comes into your space. And you do them a nice meal or whatever, and it don't turn out to be they don't turn out to be the one. That's tough for them. Doesn't change who you are. Doesn't change what you did.
No, it doesn't. No,
and that's what I'm saying. But people are going on like, I shouldn't have cooked for this guy. He's a prick, you know. Wasted my Maggie.
No, you didn't not waste like that. It. No. Because I ate out of it as well, so obviously I didn't waste my Maggie.
But the thing is, your talent, but your talent at cooking, your blessing, and the sustenance that you gave that person, you blessed them, whether they deserved it or not. And even
I'm old
there's
school.
the
I'm old
spiritual
school.
person in you, the religious person in you. You should be happy to bless people, and if they're not part of your journey.
That's all lovely.
Then they
That's
just
all
go
lovely.
on.
That's all lovely. That's all lovely. But growing up, I was told you only cook for your husband. That's what I was
don't know
raised
about that
to.
one, boy.
That's how I was raised, and that could be because my parents are Muslim, innit? And in the Quran, you only cook for your husband. That's
a woman.
Don't cook for any other. Cook for your husband. So if I really want to be doing it how I'm supposed to do it, I shouldn't even be cooking for these guys.
No, but you're not Muslim, nah. You're not Muslim, nah. You can't chop and change where the rules suits.
No, but I'm old school, sorry. I'm old school, sorry. And culturally, I shouldn't be cooking for you like that.
Nah, it's not that. It's not that.
Until you're my mans, I ain't cooking for you like that, boy. Like,
it's not.
Are you family? No, I'm not cooking for you like that. Sorry.
Someone is here to.
I say all of that. Do you know what's funny? I
know you're about that life.
Yeah, but when I like a guy,
I know. I know you're about that life.
The secret is out. Like, if I like the guy, I'll be like, oh my God, I want to like cook for him. I want to for him. I find that annoying about me, to be honest. But I think it's a character flaw.
It's not a flaw.
I think it's a character flaw, but it's a character flaw that I'm willing to just accept that it is.
It's not a flaw.
Like, when I like someone, I want to like do stuff for them, and I want I'm a romantic at heart. So I believe that romance shouldn't just be received. As a woman, I feel like you should be romantic as well. So I'm there trying to be like, oh, how can I be romantic and thoughtful and for him, and oh, he's gonna like this, let me do the female simp.
No, but it's not a flaw, because if you're out here doing up bare minimum or trying not to put too much out there, then no one even really knows what you're about. And all you end up being about is, when you're my man, I'll do this. When you're my this, I'll do that, etc., etc. Whereas if you just give people what you really are, and they either appreciate it or they don't, then you just move correct. Someone sees what you're about, and they're like, oh, I like that.
I'm going to be very vulnerable. Not vulnerable, but I'm going to be very transparent. Because, as you know, your girl's been single for a while, innit? And there was a guy recently, is, whatever. And he was like to me, Dami, you're a very interesting person. Because you'll be doing up and bad, but your actions don't marry up. I went, explain. He goes, you'll be like, I ain't doing this unless I ain't gonna. He goes, you try and act like you're cold-hearted. Or you try and act like I'm not gonna be mushy. I'm not gonna be like, not like man them, but I try and act hard body, innit? That's how you put it, hard body. He goes, you'll be acting hard body, but you'll be serving me the food as you're saying your hard body talk. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So he goes, for some guys, he goes, that difference in how you speak from how you act can give mixed signals. And I was like, I didn't think of it like that. I just saw it as I'm trying to protect my heart from being hurt. So I'm not giving my full. So I'm just giving you portion, innit? So you know I'm capable, but I'm not giving you the full. Because if I give you the full and I get hurt, I'm going to be the one that's like, you know. And he's like, yeah, but Dami, this is who you are. Because you'll be saying I ain't going to do it, but you're saying it, and then I'll come round and you'll do it anyway. So just be you, innit?
100%.
But
allow people to enjoy. Think about it this way, yeah? Think about it this way.
That's what guys, but Venom, that's what guys are going to say so they can take advantage. I don't want to be taken advantage of.
No.
I don't want to be taken advantage of.
First of all, no one wants to be taken advantage of. Yeah?
Exactly.
Nobody. It's not guys or girls thing. That's nobody. No.
My heart.
No.
Yeah.
No, because all that will guarantee is that you never get appreciated. That's all that garden will do. Let me put it to you this way, because all you're talking about just there is a form of protection. So let's take it from the emotional or from the metaphorical and put it into a physical, so make it make more sense. If you're you and you put on old school armor like what the swordsman used to wear in the old school English, yeah, and then you come to me affectionately and you want a hug, do you think I'm going to receive your warmth?
No.
Because you're covered in armor.
The breastplates in the way, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's literally it. It doesn't change just because we're people and we're talking. It's the same
you
thing.
Might have, but your intention might not be pure. You might be intending to utilize or whatever.
Yeah, but let's get to that.
I don't want to be hurt.
That's the next step. We ain't even got to that step yet. You're talking about my intention. You don't even know what my intentions are yet. We ain't got to that step. I'm already feeling cold when I'm trying to feel your embrace. So it doesn't even matter what I was thinking about next. Because now the interaction I've had is, yeah, your embrace is cold. Like, I'm not really feeling it. There's nothing soft there. I was hoping for something like soft and squidgy because it's a woman I'm about to hug, but I'm just getting hard metal. It's good.
Do you know why I have an issue with this? Yeah, is there's plenty of men out there who don't want commitment, but they want the benefits of a commitment. They want the warmth. They want the companionship. They want you to be doting over them and being feminine and cutesy and all that, and make them feel fuzzy inside. But they don't want to commit to you. I don't want to do all of that to someone that doesn't want to commit to me. It's
not about doing all that to someone that doesn't want to commit to you, though. That's just about discernment. That's not about armor. If you're saying, I don't want to do this, that, and the next while serving my man, then you're just kind of doing exactly what you want to do and what he would love from you, but then wiping it with something to don't enjoy it though. That's almost all you're doing. It's like, this is what I want to do. I want to serve my man. Here's the serving because I want you to enjoy it, but also don't enjoy it though. And that's all you're doing. So it's like, okay, cool. So all the actions are here, but you've just told me not to enjoy it. So what am I supposed to do with this?
You know what's annoying me, guys? He's spitting in it. So I have to be quiet and just take it. And it's really pissing me off. Because normally he'll be spitting and I'll find a way to try and be like, nah.
It's this.
I can't do that. I can't do that today.
But that's...
First time ever. Where I'm willing to accept defeat in this.
She said, you got me.
Man, he got me. I don't want to be hurt the way I was hurt before. I guess I'm learning today in this conversation that I still don't trust myself with the discernment thing just yet. So that's something I need to go away with. But at least now I'm able to say, yeah, I know that this is what I want. I know that I deserve it. And I know that I'm not cold-hearted. That's all a facade.
Yeah.
Before, I'll be lying up and down. Nah. Not me, boy. I did that.
And what another thing is? You need to give the man them the benefit of the doubt, because there's definitely like phases of my growth where I was like, nah, I ain't trying to lock down nothing. I'm just trying to play the streets, whatever. And then I'm talking to this girl, talking to that girl. And I've met girls who weren't, well, actually, they were similar to you in that sense. They were trying to mask it a little, only a little bit, surface level, but only a little bit. But then once I pursued, they were very honest. And I saw certain girls, they were super mushy. And I said, you know what? What I'm on right now, you don't deserve that. So I ain't going to take you through it, because I've seen who you really are. And I know that I'm not there. So peace be with you. Do you know what I mean? But if you don't let someone see who you really are, at the same time, they might be like, oh, she's only cold anyway. Show man.
Some of these guys these days don't give a heck. They'll see it. You show them. They'll still take you through the wilderness.
It's the wilderness for me, you know. Oh, Scheißen. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're benefiting from that warmth, and they don't want to let go of that in the meantime. I have a theory that men like to collect women like they collect Pokemon.
Oh, 100%.
And even when thank you. So even if they collect the most rare breed and they're not ready to play that card yet, they just want to know that they've got it in their arsenal. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, it's just it's a point in time. It's a point in time. At a point in time, you're collecting. There's a collecting phase for sure. I don't know if it ends for all man them.
They're not trying to trade that.
No.
That rare breed. They're not gonna trade it. They're not gonna trade her.
It's not trading. It's a show and tell thing.
They're gonna hold. They're gonna hold her like this. They're not gonna use her though. As in, they're not gonna play that card, but they're gonna just say, "I've got it. It's there, innit? For when I'm ready to play it. When I'm ready to show the man them that I collected that rare Pokemon." Then I'm going to reveal it. But for now, she can just stay here. Meanwhile, as you're staying there, your light is dimming. Somebody else could have taken you and used you to how you're supposed to be. Do you know what I'm saying? Really appreciated your value. But they don't even want to release you or trade you to be. Am I making sense? Is my analogy making sense?
No, I'm hearing you.
They'll collect that rare Pokemon. They'll hold that Pokemon like just every now and again. They'll put it in a pocket and then they'll bring it up like, yeah, I got it. Yeah. Put it in the pocket. They won't release you so that other people, someone else that will value you better will have you. They won't do that. They'll just have you there. Your light is dimming. Your value is diminishing. And they've got you right there. It's selfish, but that's what men do now.
Yeah, now.
All that,
that's a now
all that,
thing.
I saw that she's so this and I'm not really on that. I'm not ready for what, I can't give her what she, all that. I'm going to release her. I'm going to let her go so I can carry her, do my player ways. Guys nowadays don't do that. They will use you here. You'll be there suffering. Then when they finally release you, now you're invaluable.
Now the card is all ripped and tattered and folded at the corners like, and fraying.
Cool, it's a rare Pokemon, but look at the state of the card.
It's not the resale value anymore. is depleted.
In the bin.
You didn't look after that one. You should have put it in the cellophane.
Listen, you should have kept it in the plastic wrap.
Yep.
Somewhere special. But no, you kept it in that crusty pocket of yours. Every now and then you bring it out just to see it, put it back. Sometimes you even folded it. The audacity. Even folded it. In your crusty pocket. Yeah. That's what these guys be doing nowadays. So I don't even blame some women for being so guarded because... And I'm not saying that there's not crazy women out there, but the focus today is... Of course. The value...
We're talking about them and them.
I do think there's good guys out there, but I just don't think that the way that the dating scene is set up right now, it's set up in a way that's meant to foster women moving mad and men moving mad.
Oh yeah, no. So if you want to talk about that, that's a completely separate statistic type thing, which is based on the economy itself. And apparently, very apparently, because I ain't got sources right here, but apparently single women spend more on themselves than their equivalent of married women in families spend on the whole family. So there's no incentive from the economy and from business side of you for any woman to have a relationship. A single woman is much more money. So anything that you see, any discourse is all to the same end.
Yeah, there's that. Because there's all about the soft life, independent
pamper yourself,
woman,
do this, do that.
Boss babe, goes on holidays whenever she wants to, buys what she wants when she wants to. Definitely from a capitalist perspective, yeah, it's marketed for single women, 100%. 100%. I've definitely fallen into that. When
I heard, I said, 100%. Yo.
But also, the dating culture now is hook up. That's what it is. And part of the reason for that is the trauma stuff that we're talking about and everyone being guarded but still wanting companionship, and it's caused people to be quite selfish and then end up using people in that way. So everyone's just doing what they want. Then if you bring it, if you enter in, and I don't like that I'm saying this, but if you enter in the fact that women are a lot more sexually free now as well, so when you bring that into the mix, everyone's just doing a mazzoline, as I said. It's crazy. Every day I'm seeing society on social media stray further and further and further away from decency every single day. And I'm like, I don't know where the world is going, but the family is going to suffer because nobody is like,
That's the city first. It is the UK, but it's the city first, and then it's
I
the
think
UK.
America's happening.
Yeah, but that's the
I
West.
think it's happening in America.
But when you look at like other countries, they're almost unaffected.
No, that's not true because I've been seeing a lot of content from my home country.
Yeah, no. But Nigeria is very it's very tied to the West.
Even, but it's not
culturally.
even just Nigeria. Even Ghana, not so much Ghana actually, but yeah, I could say Ghana, South Africa. Like I'm seeing content from the continent, Africa, and some of the things coming out from there is, I can't even say that back home they're decent. I can't say that. I can't say that. Obviously Cozy Chats has happened now. One of the questions that came up on Cozy Chats, which I'm gonna drop here today, and we will, because I'll do this at the end of every time we go back. I'll give a topic, and then we won't go back. I'm gonna
write it down. You say it, I'm gonna actually write it down right here. So
this is episode 86. You see episode 87? This is gonna be the topic of the week. Yeah. The question was, has casual sex been a benefit? Is casual sex benefiting or harming the society?
It's a good one.
We'll talk about it.
Next
week as an offshoot to these conversations and them. You get it? I know what I said. Be interested to hear us talk about it. Yeah, because I'll come on to that. But it's a nice segue from this conversation around the whole dating scene market, why the market looks the way it looks. Yeah, all of that stuff. So I'm going to wrap it up. That's the end of the episode. I don't even know if anything that I was saying was making sense at this point, to be fair, because as usual, we freestyle in it. Like, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It's fine. If you enjoyed this episode, please please share it. Talk about it in the group chats. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you're listening on the audio platforms, give us a 4 to 5 star rating. More time, 5-star rating. If you're on Spotify specifically, interact with the episode. You can do that now. You can comment. Don't forget, we have a playlist. Yeah. So the link is in the description. Please check it out. Every week we're going to be adding 2 songs to it every single week. So please follow that playlist. It's on Apple Music, isn't it? And it's on Spotify. So there's no excuse. Follow that. If you want to enjoy the vibes outside of what we talk about, listen to it in your car, play it at home when you're in the gym, all that good stuff. You know, Instagram, you can follow us on there. We're gonna start posting a bit more frequently on there soon, so do follow us on there because that's where you're gonna get most of your updates on what's going on. It has been your home slice, Dami Zayn, and it's been
Man Like Venom.
We are the Unpicked Podcast. Until next week.
Peace.